My name is Adil, and this is my B2B AI Suite. It's acting as a lightweight Streamlit app for procurement and planning. It gives fast reads on supplier health and a transparent demand baseline, and it also offers what-if scenarios for inventory. So as you can see, what is inside, we have a supplier scorecard feature, offering KPI-weighted ranks across order to delivery, quality, cost, and the 12-month risk. It's going to feature bubble and Pareto chart. We're also going to look at demand baselines. So how can I look at moving averages, forecasts, and weekday and / weekly patterns? I can then adjust this forecast and then see the impact of that in a CSV format. I can also model different what-if scenarios, so I can simulate lead time, service level, MOQs, safety stocks. So it's going to give me a dual axis chart, and it can also give me backlog distribution. So getting started, let's kind of understand why I created this project. So, operations teams will often wait on BIQs, and category managers would need quick supplier scorecards, and planners need a defendable baseline and a way to test lead time / service / MOQ trade-offs. So the outcome of this application is faster decisions, fewer expedites, and better service with less working capital. So let's look at what is in this application. So we're going to first upload our data. So I'm going to upload my suppliers, then I'm going to upload my demand. And then I can go to my supplier scorecard and I can kind of rank them based off their performance. So supplier 4 has the lowest amount of quality, or they have the best quality in terms of the lowest amount of PPM. I can basically rank their score. I can consider, a long-term forecast for 12 months. I can look at cost variance and then their order to delivery rate. And essentially, it's going to be demonstrated in this bubble chart here for the basically the comparison between quality and then on-time delivery. And I also can have a histogram view of, um, worst to best supplier in terms of ranking. So next, I'm going to go to my demand forecast. And then now in my demand forecast, as you can see, this is a transparent baseline. It's going to have my actuals, a moving average, and a forward extension. So it's not going to replace your MRP, but this segment, this extension of my site will give you a defendable short-term baseline for labor and slotting, and also considers other considerations for sanity checks. Let's say marketing says that we have increasing sales of 20% next week. I can lift this baseline and then export this file. So I will go from, let's say, 22 to 30. Let's see what impact that has. So I can kind of assess what happens. So I can see how my moving averages is affected. I can see how my forecast kind of changes as well. And then if I want to see, for example, like how that looks, I can open the CSV file, and then it'll essentially tell me by date, by quantity, moving average, and forecast how the result would be for that. And then let's say I want to move back my forecast horizon, like I want to just make it shorter and my moving averages for smaller. I can also do that too. So what I can do is essentially adjust for moving averages and other considerations. And let's say I want to have a shorter time frame I want to model. I can also do that too. And then I can create the forecast and then display here. So I had a longer availability dates, but now it's up till May 21st versus what we had until the 31st. So that's kind of giving you a high level overview of this. If we want to increase this even more, we can do that as well. So our moving averages is doubled from 7 to 14. And then let's say I want this even larger, so 45 days. I can do that as well. So now it's going to go up to June 24th. I don't have that data present, but it's going to essentially tell me what my forecast output would turn out to be, but it's still going to have my quality and moving average. So we can set this back to normal by hitting auto scale. And I can also view this in a plot if I wanted to. If I wanted this data in a downloadable file, I can do that too. That's a basic high-level overview of how this works. So then now I'm at my what-if scenario. So for my what-if scenarios, like I can simulate demand with recent history and track on-hand backlog and inventory position. KPIs can give me the fill rate, stockout days, and average on hand. So then also this dual axis chart would show demand and backlog versus on hand, and the backlog histogram down here would expose tail risk. So let's say, for example, my MOQ, I wanted to compare it, for example, let's say I'm starting at 300. It's going to show me how that is impacted. And then let's say I want to look at how it compares to, let's say, 1500 MOQ. I can also see how my on-hand changes, and then how my tail value exposing risk also changes. Let's go for a safety stock. Let's keep it as 1. Let's download that, see how that looks. So this is telling us our demand, on-hand, and backlog. These are our values. But then let's see how that looks when I want to promise 95% to the key account scenario like I indicated. So I'm going to lower this to 20. I'm going to export now. I can see how my values for demand, on-hand, and backlog all simultaneously change. Effectively, what I demonstrated is how this pilot can reduce decision time from days to minutes, and also improve our supplier conversations with data in hand. So this website is now live on my website, and I can tailor this, for your SKUs and your supplier metrics. So thank you so much for taking a look at this demo. I hope this is valuable to your supply chain team, your organization, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, which is available on my website. Thank you and have a wonderful day.